Well, hello. How is it going? Welcome back to another windy and wet day in Ireland. Well, actually, it's been way more than just a day. It's been like over a week like this. So I'm just coming down to the field just to have a look at another casualty of this weather. And it's been absolutely atrociously windy and wet. And I brought a little brown envelope with me as well, and I'm going to try to collect the seed from the yellow rattle as well, because that is ready, and that's for me to be able to spread the area of the yellow rattle settlement a bit more. So on the bottom of this field here, where I'm trying to establish a sort of a wildflower meadow, we had a massive lime tree. I was trying to remember the age of it, but I don't think it's more than 10 years ago since we planted it. And I actually planted this tree intentionally to be able to harvest the flowers of them, which the bees also love. But this would be my... It's just stunning. It is my most favourite summer herbal tea drink. This is something that brings back every bit of my childhood at my grandmother's. This is just amazing. We would never drink black tea during the summer. It was always herbal teas, and this is the fragrance of summer. It's so floral, it's so sweet, a bit of honey, a little bit of lemon. This is just stunning. But yeah, it's very strange how this tree has come down. Now, this part of the field has always been the wettest, but I can definitely see there's massive drainage issues, because even the hole that the tree has left now, where the trunk has snapped, because in the middle of it, the trunk is actually all healthy. It's from the outset, the bark area, where it has caused the trouble, and then it has gotten weaker, but it's full of water. It's very, very sad, obviously, that something as big and strong looking has broken. And obviously, because of the weather, and obviously because the weather has been so bad as well, I haven't been able to gather any of those flowers. Now, the tree has put out another sapling itself, actually, and this seems to be really well rooted. Now, usually I do take the saplings out, but this seemed to have grown too fast for my notice. And I suppose we're going to let this now naturally grow instead of its parent. Probably have to take out a couple of these big limb looking branches though, because these are not going to be able to withstand the winds that are going to be belting down into this corner. Make a seesaw out of it. What do you think? Now, luckily, I planted another one of these just a couple of years ago as an additional lime tree to the other side of the field, just in a sort of a more of a shelter of the hedge. So hopefully winds will not be able to pick it up. But obviously, if it's in full leaf, high winds, very, very wet, and then the soil is not draining either. Look, at least it came down and did no damage. If it would have been a little bit taller again, I'll measure it now how tall it is, but it would have actually gone into a hedging, then into the neighbour's area. It could have done more damage. At the moment, it's just out here on the field. But yeah, look, big tree. And these are all those flowers. They've actually a little bit even gone over, yeah. Pity. But look, that's life, isn't it? Yeah, 6 meters. Look, what can we do? Can't do nothing. Oh, got it. Come on. But otherwise, on the agenda today, in between all these showers, is to harvest the second tub of Charlotte potatoes. And I really do want to do a proper thinning on those carrots as well. So I hope I'll get that planter finished rather than doing that little area only like I did last week. And then definitely a job for today, indoors or inside the greenhouse. I need to tame that jungle because it is totally overgrown, and there's few plants that have actually collapsed on top of the others as well because I hadn't tied them in yet. Oh my god. It's amazing. I haven't seen that many ladybirds, or sort of like a concentration of ladybirds in one area before in my garden. It's like every, let's say, 10th yellow rattle I'm looking at, I can see a ladybird stuck on top of it, or inside their seed heads, actually, the yellow rattle seed heads as well. But I'm not sure what they're doing in there, but there's loads of them, like loads of them. So that's so cool. But yeah, let's get these collected before I'm going to get drenched in between those showers. No rattle in that. You find your ball. You find your ball. Good job. Thin them now to about 2 inches of spacing, and that should be the final thinning as such. Got a lot of the small ones out, and it's raining again, so let's get into the greenhouse. Well, somebody has already come in here. Aren't you a clever boy? You are such a clever boy. Yeah. And what about that jungle? Yeah, you're going to stay well out of the way now once I start trying to tame this. So the tomatoes have really overgrown their space. Yeah, okay, 1 second now, Beba. I need to get past you. But I have a tomato here, the moneymaker, that has totally collapsed. I can't even get near that. Has collapsed itself on top of the strawberry spinach here. See the red dots here? That's strawberry spinach that's starting to ripen. And there's a good gap there, and all the plant really is in the front here. So doesn't look to me at all like I've taken any of leaves away. Well, okay, yeah, I suppose down here I can see more the stem now and more of the fruit themselves as well. But it was so congested again, and I've already reduced the plants against the amount what I did last year, and I'm thinking next year it has to be even less of them. Because there was a couple of signs of blight, especially on that apricot Salix, and that just reminded me that actually last year as well, it was the very first one to start showing this kind of a powdery mold look on the branches, or where the previous cuts have been any kind of damage, and obviously then you have the little aphids that will carry it further. So this will freak me out a bit if blight comes in so early, because it's only middle of July, so it's just too early. And I've taken out a lot of the sort of growing tops on the cherry tomato. And I'm thinking, I don't know if next year I'd go with the cherry tomato here in the greenhouse. I just find they are getting out of the hand too quickly for me. But obviously, it's just amazing when you do see like that Sweet Million now, the long trusses of fruit that's potentially going to be all nice and red one day. But yeah, obviously, look at the heap of the leaves and cuttings. So obviously I took leaves off somewhere, but at the same time, there's still plenty there. And I actually found it quite difficult to even get to the second layer of the tomatoes. The first ones were okay. And I'm totally in love with the Tagetes here. The marigolds, they are stunning, absolutely stunning. Don't eat a bumblebee, they'll bite you back. But yeah, the back was quite sore now working amongst these plants, because obviously it was quite difficult to get into them, and once you were there you want to make sure you don't back and forth all the time, so that you'd have potential then to damage the plants. But I've taken off a lot of the bottom leaves now, just to expose the fruit more, and hopefully we'll get them to ripen a little bit quicker then. But yeah, it's absolutely crazy the amount of growth that was there. And then obviously that heap in the corner here is actually the strawberry spinach, and the seeds are starting to get nice and red already. You can understand why the name is what it is. I'll give you a quick seedlings update as well from the seeds that I sowed last week. So the sweet is coming up nicely. There's 2 sprouting broccolis I can see. Nothing there yet. In here we have the chicory is coming up, turnips are coming up, beetroot are coming up, lettuce is coming up as well. I just put the elephant garlic to dry up here out of the way. And let's empty pot number 2. Now, last week's potatoes were delicious, and I think we even ended up getting like 2 dishes out of it. There was definitely leftovers from that lot. So the same thing again, there was 2 potatoes in each of the pots. Oh, they're absolutely beautiful. So clean again. So clean. Oh, big slug. Well, you go to the girls. Now, these potatoes too look actually bigger than the pot number 1 was. And as a main crop potato update goes, all of the pots now, except for the full 2 pots of Arran Victory, have joined here under the shelter. And I left 2 pots, 3 and 1, so they must be Desiree. 1, 2, 3, 4 were Desiree. I've left obviously a couple of branches on it, and I've left them on to the outer side because the rain still obviously will reach them that way. And also pot number 9. So this is the Sarpomera, has just some of the new foliage coming, which looks perfect and spotless. So I've left them to grow as well. But otherwise, the rest of the shows are all cut down. And fingers crossed, they're okay. The tubers are okay inside. And the Arran Victory looks still very, very good, except for just a couple of broken branches again from the storms that we've been having. But otherwise, it still looks good and healthy. Really excited about this variety and to see what the outcome is going to be at the end of the season. Are you really excited about it as well? Yeah? No, only you'd be excited if I could grow some more of these bouncy balls of yours. So that was this week's update. Loads of carrots, potatoes. I picked an onion as well from the carrot planter. That's a dual purpose white Lisbon. And yeah, plenty there. And they're actually, a lot of them are quite a decent size. Now, a lot that I dumped were literally just a tiny spindly bits as well, but there's plenty of food there. Thanks a million for watching, and we'll see you next time.